Hi, I'm Chad Ratliff, one of the co-authors of Timeless Learning with Ira Sokol and Pam Moran, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about zero-based thinking. Zero-based simply means how might you think about something if no decisions had ever been made before about the situation. For instance, how might you make decisions about a classroom if the concept of a classroom had never been invented, or a school, or a system of schools? And if you think back to your childhood, you can think about your own experience with zero-based thinking and zero-based design as we see it in children every single day. The younger children especially come to us with huge ideas. We might ask them one day, what do you want to make? And inevitably you'll get a rocket ship or something, and our first reaction is, oh, you could never make that. But the reason why they're able to be so creative and so inventive at such a young age is they haven't been exposed to lots of the compliance-based schooling that we put kids through over time. Now the reality is, can a 7-year-old make a rocket ship? Probably not. But the question for us as educators is, how might we capture that enthusiasm, capture that interest, and really help students chase dreams, chase their own inquiry-based concepts to a place where they find learning interesting in a very natural way. And that's really the way that we talk about learning in our book, Timeless Learning. And you can think about zero-based design and zero-based thinking at 3 different levels. You can think about it at the kid level. As we mentioned, kids come to us naturally thinking about what can I make, what can I design, how can I do this, how might I create something, invent something, and then how do we, particularly as we get into the secondary schools, create classrooms, create schools, and create overall learning experiences in which we do not squelch that enthusiasm, that imagination, but we indeed enhance it. As teachers, we can think about zero-based by how might we craft a lesson if I didn't have seats bolted to the classroom floor, or if I didn't have to stand in the front of the classroom, or if I didn't have the worksheets that were given to me by a colleague. How might we start all over again and ask ourselves what would be most interesting to this child given their own context, and then how can we bring content into that? We can think about zero-based as school administrators. What if school had never been invented? What if we didn't have to segregate classes by content area? What if we didn't have to spend all summer long thinking about creating a master schedule and instead designing around what are your teachers' interests? How might we match them with students? And then as school district leaders, we can use zero-based thinking by how might we think about policies in ways that are very different from the school district organizational model that we inherited? How can we rethink credits so that they're not based on time in a seat? How might we rethink curriculum? How might we rethink schedules altogether? How might we rethink classroom walls? How might we rethink structures? All of those things just simply brings us all the way back to how might you make a decision if no decisions about that situation had been made before. Take us all back to the imaginative children we once were and apply that to whatever level and whatever place in an educational setting we might find ourselves, and start from there. Let's start from scratch and design all over again. Thank you.